Hey there, everybody. It is Wednesday, October 9th, 2024, and we're going to be riding the Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad today. And I got a seat down here on one of these dome cars, finally. I bought these tickets back on August 24th. And I've been trying to get up in that dome car for a long time, and I think because of the fall colors, which they're starting to get a little colorful around here, but I looked online and this was the only train that had two seats in one of the domes. I looked all the way out until probably the end of October, and this was the only one I could get on with two seats in the dome car. So if you ever plan on coming down here and riding to see the leaves in the valley, I highly recommend you buy your tickets early, because they do sell out. I mean, you'd have no problem getting in one of the regular cars here, but if you want to seat up in the dome, definitely do it early. And I've ridden this train a few times, but never up in the dome, so this is definitely a first for me, and hopefully we get a good view up there. I don't know quite what to expect. And they have that Larry truck and electric GP15 on the back. We're headed to the north out of here. This is Rockside Station over in Akron, and we're going to be heading this way. So those two engines there will be on the back end going north, and of course they'll be pulling coming back south. And we are gonna head over here to the station and look around for a minute. All right, here's their little station here. Let's see what's going on through here. Ticket office.
Thank you.
And some little platforms. Looks like people are loading up here. Map. Yeah, I think we're either in this car, California Zephyr, Silver Lariat, or maybe the Silver Solarium. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to check my tickets, but we're sitting up either there in the Lariat, or I kind of think we're in the Solarium, which would be that one. So all right, I'm gonna grab my tickets here and see where we're sitting. Yep, just as I thought, we're in the Silver Solarium car. So this is our car right here. We'll be sitting up there, and we're gonna get aboard here. We'll be heading north. Here we go. Coming into the Silver Solarium. There we go. Oh, do we just go through here? It looks like we're going into the kitchen. Yeah, it threw me off. I didn't see this little bend here. It's like the kitchen. Little hot stove. All right. Okay, he said walk through, down, and then the stairs are at the other side of the car, I guess. This is a pretty narrow hallway. Me being a big guy, my shoulders touch both sides if I'm walking through here. And a little area here. Oh, this is a cool little section. Pretty neat. 18B and C. Here we go. To figure out I think we're down at this other end. Hello. Is this 18? This is us.
Unless you guys want to sit together.
Oh, you are? Okay.
What do you want to do?
It doesn't matter to me.
Well, didn't you want to sit by the window?
Oh, it's all right. This is a good view up here, so.
He did want to sit by the
Okay,
window.
that'd be perfect.
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
We all got our way there.
Here we go.
Ornament, so I didn't know they were on the train already. So that's kind of neat. If we have an emergency,
That big building up there.
You'll be okay going back.
you know, we haven't had one in 50 years of running, so we're probably not going to today. But should we have one, I will direct you to the safest place off the train. Most likely to be the door you came in on with the nice stairs to get you down to the ground. So the first thing you're going to get a chance to see here is
That's a brewery right there.
over the top of the old Ohio and Erie Canal. Canal ran from Lake Erie all the way to the Ohio River, 304 miles. This is just one segment of it, and these are some of the original locks. There's one to our right, one to our left, and one to
Yeah,
our
one of the locks.
It's not a narrow one.
And those were all built between 1825 and 1827.
Pretty cool.
There's still some over there, but they just don't use it.
And there's a street.
Yep, another street.
Another street.
People waiting on the train.
Cussing.
Yeah.
And you didn't know they go like a helicopter.
This is gonna stay in the park only.
Yeah, it just follows basically the Cuyahoga River all the way up.
Oh.
Yeah, there's the bike trail right there, I think. It's the old, they call it the tow path for the canal. The canal would have been on the train side of it, and then that would have been the path that the mules or whatever used to pull them.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, when the railroad came around, put them right out of business. They spent all that money and
It was the 20th.
the 20th. It's hard to believe that colors will change that much in 10 days, but I guess they will. Down there's the bike path.
I said I had other ones.
A lot of woods.
I said that's true.
Little bits of color here and there.
They said this could get real hot. I wouldn't use it.
Yeah, it's done right, yeah.
Back right in the 4th grade. I need to wallet change. I lost $5 in a wallet. Boy, that was worth $5.
Last week.
Yeah.
Those windows could use a cleaning. Use the little button up here, like in on an airplane, where you can call for the. Can I get another beer, please?
Okay, coming up on the east side of the train, if you're looking in the direction we're traveling, that'll be to your right. You know,
Right?
tall grass area right here. There's a statue of a Native American
Right there,
carrying a canoe.
Portage.
It has historic significance.
Oh, sorry, traffic.
Akron is one of the higher points in the state of Ohio, and as such, it kind of forms a east-west continental divide. So all water north of Akron flows toward Lake Erie and out into the Atlantic. All water and rivers south of Akron flow down toward the Ohio River and eventually out into the Gulf of Mexico. No rivers go over the top of that ridge. So if Native Americans were traveling north or south in this area, they had to pull their canoes out right about that point. This would have been the Cuyahoga River. They'd pull their canoe out here, portage 8 miles to the Tuscarawas River on a trail that was built basically by animals going between the two rivers as sources of water. Dates thousands of years back. Nobody knows how far back it goes. Indians used this thing for a long, long time. So they would portage their canoes in between those two rivers and then continue traveling north or south. Now once you get down to the Tuscarawas River, that flows into the Muskingum. The Muskingum flows into the Ohio. the Ohio to the Mississippi, and then all the way down to the Gulf. Nobody ever traveled that entire distance, but there was trading all along those routes. They know that because they found items up here that come out of the New Orleans area and vice versa. So it's a major trade route all the way down through there, all along those rivers. You can imagine there were no roads, you know, no train tracks, just rivers. That's how they got around. When it was built in 1928, it was relatively unique in that what they did was they had a process that they used. They extracted methane from the waste that came into the plant, and they burned that methane and used that to power a motor, which was then used to turn a generator. The generator in turn produced all the power for the plant. So the thing has always been self-sufficient energy-wise since 1928. It was unique at that time, and for a lot of years was studied by cities from all around the world to figure out how to do this. I was told about a year ago by a gentleman who now designs these kind of plants that everybody does it that way today. They're all built to be energy self-sufficient. This parking lot you see coming up on the east side of the train, that's the southern border of the national park. So we will be crossing into the national park at this point in time. And we'll be stopping here. This is one of our flag stops for bikers and hikers at Botsum, B-O-T-Z-U-M. And we'll see what we see.
Botsum.
Is that the name of a town? Or?
Just the station.
So what, the bikers get tired?
So how,
Yeah,
is that what they do?
yeah,
They stay on
You,
there?
you can ride the trail as far as you want either way, and it's like $2 or something. They'll throw your bike in one of the cars, and then you can ride back to wherever you started. So that's a pretty neat deal for a couple
That
bucks.
is pretty cool.
Afternoon crew.
Oh, new crew.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Oh, that'd be a nice retirement job.
Yeah, it's all voluntary.
Yeah. Probably have to buy your own suit.
A couple days a week, just come ride the train.
Yeah.
You're going to tell us about the history of the
Yeah,
Silver
this-
Solarium car.
Silver Solarium is one of the original California Zephyr cars.
Okay.
California Zephyr was a train that ran between Chicago and Oakland, California from 1949 to 1971.
Okay.
So all it did was just travel back and forth. This car and the car to our south, the Lariat, also did the same thing. So once the formation of Amtrak occurred in 1971, all passenger travel went on to Amtrak. So this car continued to operate under Amtrak for another 6 years.
Oh, wow.
Until they built their own fleet. So from 49 to 77, this car just ran back and forth between Chicago and Oakland, California. Estimated to have run about 5 million miles.
Oh,
over
wow.
that period of time.
And when did the Cuyahoga Valley Railroad acquire it?
After Amtrak finished with the car, he sent it on a siding. The car was vandalized. There are photographs around of the windows all broken out, everything in here busted up, things stolen out of here. And a gentleman named Fosse, F-O-S-S-E, bought the car from Amtrak, had it rebuilt,
Nice.
put money into it, and he used it to take his family all around the country. He'd tie it on the back of Amtrak trains.
Oh, cool.
So there are photographs of the family in New Orleans, St. Louis, Washington, D.C., all over the country. The rooms downstairs, those are all sleepers.
Oh,
So the family would sleep there. You saw the stove and stuff
Yep.
when you came in. So they had a kitchen and the bar area, they had a table and they could eat there. So there's photographs of, they celebrated their 65th anniversary on board this car.
oh, that's
So you might
amazing.
have had 4 generations riding in the car at a time.
Very cool. Well, thank you for that history lesson.
He owned it then again until about 88. And he put it up for sale, and a gentleman bought it on the west coast of California. Rail Journeys West was the name of his company. It's on the bulkhead over there.
Okay.
And he ran it up and down the west coast of California selling as a charter. Selling
okay.
tickets to regular public people. And he owned it until 2018 when he wanted out of the business. Put this car, the Rapids, the Lariat, Silver Rapids, and a baggage car for sale, and Railroad bought it at that point. I was told he spent $1.5 million on the Ford.
Wow.
This has been in operation since for this area.
Yeah, we've been running it since 2018. But basically, this car's been running except for a couple of years before Fosse bought it, between 1949 till now.
Wow.
Quite the history.
Yeah.
Been around. It's raining over
This is
here,
where
so
we
we've got
were in
beaver
one of my
parks.
videos this summer.
This is one of the prettier parks, places in the park. The park itself
Right out
is
there.
beautiful, just period. Anyway, this is one of the more beautiful parts. The wooden walkway you see across the way there, that's the continuation of the towpath. That's where the towpath would have been. The canal would have been just this side of that towpath. Canal went out of operation in 1913. If you look up the history, there was a huge flood in the state of Ohio. Gigantic storm.
Yeah.
Parts of Dayton were underwater, parts of other major cities were underwater.
Yeah.
And at that point, it just became economically not feasible to rebuild a canal from the damage that was done. There wasn't enough business. So the canal went out of operation in 1913. Immediately, there was a dairy farm in this location. Shortly after that, the gentleman bought the property from the dairy farmer
The junkyard.
and put a service station in there for Volkswagen Beetles.
Oh.
And he started acquiring junk Volkswagen Beetles. And at one point, there were 110 junk Volkswagen Beetles there. He was using it as a salvage yard to sell starters, alternators, what have you. And somebody from the national park came by and said, well, that about 1970 or so, said, yeah, that's not really the image we want to have for our national park. So they scraped up some funds, bought the guy out and cleaned it all up. And they were in the process of grading it. They were making a parking lot for Howe Meadow on the other side of the train track. And they came in one morning and a couple beaverheads said, looks like a great place to live. So they dammed up the trickle that used to be the canal there, up in the northeast corner of that marsh, and started flooding it. It's an 80-acre marsh today. The National Park said, we can't have that, we spent too much money on this. So they captured the beaver and moved them to another part of the park, took the dam apart, started draining it out. About 2 weeks later, the beaver came back,
Yeah.
dammed it up again. And it happened at least 3 times before the park gave up and just left it. And right now it is a beautiful place in the park. Particularly at dusk, sunrise and sunset, you'll see a lot of animals. There's beaver, muskrat, mink, river otters in there. Very popular location to go to. Of course, there's all kinds of waterfowl, toads, frogs, all that kind of stuff. There's a parking lot about a quarter of a mile south of it. It's called Iowa Road Parking Lot. You go to the Iowa Road Parking Lot. You can walk a quarter mile up the old towpath, see remnants of the old Ohio and Erie Canal as you do so, and then go out onto that bridge.
There's a wedding.
Until about 1970, this was a stone and gravel
They had a
pit.
wedding reception.
And they were down about 65 feet here, and they hit a natural spring. And it started filling up with water. There was no way to stop the spring once it started flowing. So they abandoned it. The Park Service bought the property and allowed it to fill up to where it is today. So it is a beautiful location. Got 13 miles of track in each direction. Once that opens back up, we'll be traveling 26 miles.
Nice.
Well, there's some drier ones there.
It's all sweet
A much
corn.
longer ride.
Yeah.
But you can shorten it out. You can get off in Peninsula, get something to eat, get back on later. You can do all kinds of things.
There's Soleil's
People find
farm.
all kinds of different ways to do things there. So I'm hoping
The big farm.
that we used to have anybody familiar with the 765
Oh, yeah.
Pulsar?
Mm-hmm.
Comes in from Fort Wayne, Indiana. It used to come over here every year. Hasn't come over since we've had these issues. I'm hoping that it'll come back next year. We'll see. If they do, it'll be typically in May, 3 weekends it'll come in here. And that's a lot of fun to ride behind that thing. Well, they bring it in on Norfolk Southern tracks or whatever those are up, and then they come around to here.
They used to come in on the Wheeling in Lake Erie.
Is that where they came in?
Yeah, it
Okay.
used to, but
Yeah,
then,
that's probably, yeah.
Mhm.
Whatever east-west tracks right up along the lake there.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fun to ride behind that thing.
Yeah, it used
That
to
thing's
come.
still powered by coal, which is interesting. Yeah, the Big Boy out west, when they redid the Big Boy out west that you see running periodically, they converted it to run on oil. So
A lot
the
cleaner.
765 still runs
Easier.
on coal. You have to bring their coal over because we don't have a source of coal. They bring in hoppers of coal behind them when they come over. And they use that to power the thing. It's a nice ride. They'll have some location where they'll stop, offer passengers the opportunity to get off the train if they like to, and stand along the sides, and then they'll back the train up and do 2 or 3 run-bys of the locomotive. It's quite impressive when it goes by.
Where do they take on the water for that?
I don't know where you get the water. We have water. We have a water source at the shop, so I think we'll probably get it there. But it's a 400-ton locomotive. When it goes by you, it's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Shakes the ground.
You've seen it. Yeah, it's out of Fort Wayne.
Yeah, it's the 765 is the largest steam locomotive running east of the Mississippi.
Your shadows.
Hey!
There we go, the mighty Cuyahoga. It's not on fire today.
This the Cuyahoga?
Our CEO
Yeah.
Oh, Riverdale?
Does the Cuyahoga have crowded? Steelhead trout and bullhead can be caught in Cuyahoga River.
Getting close to Peninsula. Probably about a mile south of Peninsula right at the moment. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, we got plenty of color down here. I was afraid there wasn't going to be enough color, but it's fairly colorful. This used to be an old station at one time, or the post office or something.
I've been looking.
Got a
He gets his license.
big glare. There we go.
Oh, right.
Be a cool house.
His license, he's not allowed to drive.
We're coming into Peninsula.
Sometimes you might get fortunate and see a bald eagle. When we do run back north, there is a bald eagle nest that is easily visible near Brecksville, and that's always one of the highlights of the trip. Particularly from about February through about August, they always have a fledgling, and so somebody's always in the nest.
This is the town
Until
of
they kick the
Peninsula.
little bugger out in August, so you go find your own home to live in. So it's very popular. It's really kind of cool to see it.
And there is
A
the
large nest.
winking lizard.
It's about 6 feet in
winking
diameter,
lizard.
about
Yeah,
5-6 feet deep. Weighs
that's where I took
1,000 pounds. It's
shoestring
huge.
for lunch one time. Look. Yeah, we had a lunch there, and then went up and explored
So here we are in
Cleveland.
Peninsula. So the folks who joined us in Peninsula earlier this morning at 11:10 or whatever that was, this will be your stop. And as Harold pointed out, if your car's parked here, this is where you want to get off. Otherwise, you'll be walking back. Not really. Your tickets are good all day. You could make another loop if you wanted to. In a coach seat, not in these seats.
Oh, darn.
So again, thanks for riding with us, and come back and see us at some point again. We do run all year.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Joe. His name is Joe.
This is where you get your ticket if you're riding out of Peninsula.
So this is the farthest the train will go now?
Right now, yeah, but he said the Rockside station's like 13 more miles to the north, so starting in November, they're going to start running all the way up to there.
Okay.
They're using to work on something. That's just their story, Joe.
The Terry Lumber Company.
oh, there's the winking lizard.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, they got a Model, what is that, a Model T Ford sitting there? I can't tell.
That's right.
Yeah, we should go up far enough.
Now, how far are we from Akron Station to here?
They
by
said
car?
13. Oh, it's probably about that on car by car. Maybe a little longer because it kind of winds.
Okay. Well, that's
It's
not-
probably a little more direct being on the train, honestly. This place used to have rail service back in the day. Yeah, this is where they would park the circus train right here and then unload all the elephants and then it's about
Memories these people have.
yeah, about 2 miles to where the old Richfield Coliseum was up the hill there. And they'd make a big parade out of it.
Yeah.
All right, this is our stop.
Delicious.
Beavers are in here. slush area.
Yeah, old Terry Lumber's got all the woodwork out here, all the boardwalks and stuff. They supply all the wood for it, so
God, what a job.
yeah, they're like a built-in customer.
Well, and there's people getting off at
Terry's lumber.
Yeah. And we already got all this, but it's their little kitchen area. Microwave. We're gonna step off here in Peninsula. Come on down. Oh, got a little Traco high rail Traco sitting over here. Excuse me. It's pretty neat. Got a couple videos of a big one in Medina a couple different times, a lot bigger than this thing. That's pretty cool. And this is the main line, actually, the one here to the right. And this one is usually the siding. But since they're not running north out of here anymore, this one hasn't seen a lot of use in a while. Looks like they just have this equipment parked on here. All right, so this is where we stop for now, and then we head back south. He was saying the section north of here is going to reopen in November, and then when you ride out of Akron, you'll go all the way up to Rockside Road. And he said that's another, it's 13 miles to here, and then it's 13 more miles to Rockside from here, so it'll go like twice as far as we just went. But yeah. And then there's our car, the second one back there. And we'll probably head back over that way here in a few minutes. That's the car right there that they throw your bike on, I think. They just lift it right up into that side of that, where that guy's standing up there. If you want to do the bike and hike on the trail. It's a really cool. Yeah, that's where we're sitting up there. All right. Well, back on board. All right, we're underway, headed south. Back through Peninsula. Part south.
went to bed and woke up her hair.
I'd like fish in that.
Not this time of year.
No, not this time. Spring.
Are these people that park here? Or is this
This
the
is
Winkin? Is this the Winkin?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
that
there.
close already, okay. Unless it's farther down, but I guess not.
Yeah, in the summertime it can get pretty busy down here.
I bet so, because of this Winkin lizard place.
Yeah, and the bike trail, a lot of people bike out of here, and
Sure.
there's a lot of trails to hike.
I don't think they can say things. And maybe they can. He's not waving.
These down here in the train were clean. Yeah, they're nice.
Do they have any hotels around here? Like if people
Probably up in Richfield. There's probably some, 2-3 miles from here.
Years ago, yeah.
Winking lizards tavern.
There, Vicky. Winking Lizard Tavern.
There it is. I think that's the original one.
Oh, is
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's, I think about a dozen of them around, but I think that's the one where it started.
What is underneath?
We went one.
Steelhead trout and
Having a hard time focusing here with this glare.
steelhead trout and bullhead.
That's where we were the other day, right there. That's where I got that video a couple weeks ago.
Yes, there is.
Is there? Bullhead trout.
You see, I got a few bucks.
Yeah, there
Two of my sons, daughters. Yeah. Both my daughter, oldest daughter, and my son.
it's a char, is what it is.
You and me have a granddaughter.
Bull trout is a char.
She's interested in design of some kind.
Oh, they have a good school of design. They do. They have a really good school of design. Yeah, they do. They have really good school.
My son, the graphic designer, he came out of UC.
Yeah, good school.
Bullhead catfish.
Yeah, they really do.
Very cool.
Yeah, my daughter's worked on cancer before. She worked for Amtrak. She was in cancer stuff.
It's like it's anywhere generic.
Cited by Amtrak when they got their own stuff built up.
The same guys.
It was vandalized. All the windows were broken out. All kinds of things were busted up. The gentleman that bought the FOSNC bought the car. He had it refurbished, put back together, and he used it as a private rail car for him and his family to travel all around the country.
So how did
So yeah, you've got a kitchen here, stove and everything else. in the
fix
front.
it all
You've
up?
got the bar area,
And
they
then
have
just
a
took
table
it to
in
a
there.
railroad
They
place
could
and
dine.
say, can you hook us
Yeah,
up?
and they went all over
We
there.
wanna go
There were
across the
photographs
country,
of
or-
the families.
I think pretty
all
much
around
that's
the
kind of
country.
how. If you have enough money,
Yeah.
yeah.
Orleans.
Yeah.
And at one point, they celebrated their 65th wedding anniversary. So it was like all the kids'
Wouldn't that
grandkids,
be
you know.
cool?
There were probably at least 4 generations
that would
in
be
there
cool.
that were riding.
Thanks, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Holy
Pretty
smokes.
neat.
Yeah, it is. It's very neat.
I'm real discombobulated. We're heading towards Akron.
Yeah, we're heading south, yeah. You're like my wife. My wife gets on the train, always goes the wrong way. She volunteers on the Christmas trains and she always goes the wrong way.
I was sitting up there going backwards.
I mean, it's like, then she gets her assignment on her car and she's trying to figure out where that is.
Oh, dear.
We're down near Blossom.
Blossom will be up this way. Yeah, we're relatively close. Blossom will be up,
It's pretty.
it's up on Steele's Corners.
It's been years since we used to go there all the time.
Yeah.
Years since.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because we live in Toledo. We've lived in Toledo for,
Originally from Youngstown.
yeah. We live in Toledo. We've lived there, what, 22 years?
20 years.
Yeah.
Oh, 20 years. Okay.
But then that's when it started. Enjoy the rest of your ride, guys.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you.
It says the kitchen staff can accommodate any dietary needs. Let them know.
That train. Dinner train. 4-course meal. Fried
Sandwiches. Lull me to sleep.
I know, really.
Well,
I
It's always good to have in the park. Should go one car anyway. Kentucky, we seen turkey and deer. My head says sometimes I see coyote and bear in Kentucky. I would say there's probably bear here. I wouldn't say there's very many. I'd say it's black bears, yeah. They're moving throughout the state of Ohio. We had one down there in the cemetery. Yeah, it was on Facebook or something. It ran through the cemetery.
Rocking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Never seen one. They fixed that truck.
We don't have many.
Little siding over here. Sometimes they'll park some equipment in there.
Is somebody standing there? Yeah. Take a picture. Right here.
At night,
He's
it's
right on
wide.
the corner.
You can't see him.
When you can wave to him, dude. Maybe
So
you'll wave back.
dark. Right, yeah. Of all the times to kill, of all the things to kill,
he's on the
we kill
bike.
one, we don't have any.
Right. We are stopped here at Botsam, either dropping some people off or picking people up.
We didn't even miss her.
This is one of two stops along the way.
Did you leave?
Doesn't look like too many people are here, so we'll probably be rolling again here pretty quick. Oh, there's somebody getting on. Oh, that's the one of the train guys. I think that was our guy on the way north. All right.
Hey, Mickey, if you want one, they sell them downstairs, train whistles.
I don't want one. But we can hear the down on Front Street.
Oh, yeah.
I hear they whistle every night.
I've heard it.
23 corridor, oh, it's just, and it doesn't matter what day of the week it is. It doesn't matter if it's during the week. It doesn't matter if it's Saturday, Sunday. It just, it's awful.
We were just
Not a
up there.
traffic light.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We were just up there a couple weeks ago. 20 years ago. That's just a couple weeks we were up in Toledo.
Oh, it's probably about a month.
We went out to pierogi class.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they have great pierogies. Oh, the best.
Yeah, we went up to, like I said, it was a pierogi class. Right now to Macon.
Oh, yeah, they've got the best. And a zillion different kinds.
Oh,
We
yeah.
moved to Toledo and it was like, I know, who knew?
You're not there. And that guy's never come down?
Yeah, they've got a lot of different pierogies. Because we were originally, I'm born and raised in Youngstown, Ohio. So, you know, there are a lot of pierogies in Youngstown, Ohio, but you go to Toledo, oh, yeah, the whole world is open. Yeah, there's a lot of good food in Toledo. A lot of good. They're not. We love Italian food coming from Youngstown. There's not a lot of Italian food. That's okay.
Shoot her right back.
But oh, there's a lot of other good food. A lot of German food. Oh, and a lot of food out there.
Yeah, we all went.
I said, we have a million different kinds of pierogies. I said,
So they come out okay? The recipe's good?
yeah.
I love
I know, we do. We love pierogies.
Used to be a bar that had 19 different kinds of pierogies.
Oh, wow.
These were potato and cheese.
These were the basic ones.
Basic
So you're
basic.
just teaching us how to do it.
Those are the ones I
Those
like.
are, yeah, those are the best kind.
Oh, I know they got everything.
No, it's good.
Yeah, we like them.
Do you ever go to the farmer's market?
The farmer's market, they have a good one in Toledo, and then Perrysburg. We live in Perrysburg, has a wonderful one every Thursday.
Because I know the one, I've not ever been, but the lady that ran the class that has the Bush's Pierogi Shack. I'm the one. So she was the one that had the class. Yeah.
Those
It was
are
real good.
those are work intensive.
Yes, they are.
Takes
Yeah.
a lot of.
Yeah.
Yeah, we each made a dozen. Each one of us made a dozen.
They're worth it.
So now they're home and in the freezer, ready for us to cook them.
Cook them, yeah, finish them up.
I like the cheese and potato and sauerkraut.
Oh, Brian, you would put sauerkraut on everything.
I like sauerkraut too.
Oh my God, he put sauerkraut on everything.
I was gonna say, you put cabbage rolls, you put sauerkraut on your cabbage rolls.
Oh, we even have cabbage rolls. I'm not a very good cook.
Yes, you
Mushroom and
are. You're
sauerkraut
pretty good
pierogies.
cook.
Pardon?
Mushroom and sauerkraut.
That's what he
pierogies.
likes
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want
He
to try
put
that.
sauerkraut on.
To talk to Clyde and stuff, together like theirs. They went to
Hey, Vicky, why don't you
from where they were up to New England or something.
shrimp on chowder or soup at Toscana?
You know, I could do that too, to see if I train on.
You did.
That would know.
Apparently Lynn didn't relay.
I think you guys all did.
So the doors kept saying, "You don't want to hear me." All night long. She complained.
Just say,
Do you not have to really remember, or do you want me to say, we told Lynn we were having it, she said, I'm not trying to
You'll
do it.
notice
she said, I'm not telling Becky.
Something about shadowing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I love it.
She said, we can take 2 more stops and it's after that.
And we're almost back in Akron.
I'm ahead of the game.
Getting close. Go over a big trestle here
Bought ours as
in a minute.
the first cutting. I called the guy.
See if we can get this thing going over it.
Sent me 10 bells. He's in.
Oh, there it is right there.
No, I'm talking 10 big round ones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's not a big trestle,
I
but
told him he sent me 20 square bells. Just to be safe. Because hay is terrible.
He calls us the other day. I said, "You still want those 20 meals?"
Is it still raining there?
Huh.
Yes, buckets.
So if it's buckets where they're at, then it's worse on the coast.
yep, right there.
Just the white hair.
And we're back in Akron. All right. Awesome, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this. Definitely worth the trip. If you've never ridden, and this is the first time I've ever ridden in one of the dome cars, and I would highly recommend spending the extra 10 or 15 bucks or whatever it is to get up in one of these. But do it early, because I know they fill up, but it's definitely worth the extra couple bucks to get up in here, especially with the fall colors. And yeah, you just get a lot better of view up here than the normal coach cars. So all right, everybody, well, appreciate you watching this. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we'll get back out on the rails at one point. I love doing these. It's a lot of fun. We're just gonna miss these. They got us. Some wild grapevines. All right, talk to everybody later.